Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another episode of Tuesdays in Jamaica. Today I want to share a very personal experience having my grandchildren here in Jamaica for the very first time and what it's been like adjusting to life here as a bigger family. My son and his family are beginning their international travels and Jamaica was their first stop. They decided to come during what I would call the hottest months here, August, when the sun is blazing and the humidity can really test your patience if you're not used to tropical weather. So, if you don't love the heat or aren't accustomed to humid climates, my first tip would be avoid coming during the summer months, especially if you plan to stay with local family members who may not have air conditioning or sometimes not even a fan. When our grandkids arrived, our small 3-bedroom home went from housing just 2 people, my husband and me, to now 6. That's a big adjustment. We only have air conditioning in our bedroom and in the common living area. The other 2 bedrooms have wall fans only, which are pretty reliable. Not the same as AC though. Here in Jamaica, the cost of electricity is significant. So we schedule our AC usage carefully to balance comfort with cost. It can be a little challenging to get everyone comfortable, especially with the kids being so young. My grandson is 7 and autistic, and my granddaughter is 3. Their needs are different, and so the dynamics of our home change immediately. One thing that is very common in Jamaica is for locals to leave front and back doors open to let in the air. I personally don't do this because I don't want bugs, flies, or mosquitoes coming in. But it's important to know that this is normal for many Jamaican homes. And although the sun and humidity can be intense, the palm trees in people's yards around the country and even our backyard act almost like a natural fan, giving a cool shade where everyone can relax. It's customary to see locals sitting under trees during the heat of the day. So we've learned to embrace that aspect of the culture in other ways. Another major adjustment for us has been dealing with no air conditioner in the car. Woof. Driving around, especially during the hottest part of the day, can be a little uncomfortable. But when you're using an older car like ours, this is just part of the reality. We do not want a car payment. We've been using this car for 10 years now, and it's been very reliable. It has taken us all over the island of Jamaica. And so these are some adjusting that you have to do with family members if you're not accustomed to it. Even things like electricity going out can become a challenge in the heat, but thankfully, we haven't had to deal with that while the kids have been here. Thank God. Still, it's something you need to mentally prepare for when you like living in a local area of Jamaica and not in the resorts where everything is aesthetically beautiful and fully accommodating. So, what have I learned? And what would I share with others thinking of visiting Jamaica? First, do your research. Understand the type of housing and lifestyle the locals have in the area you're visiting. Living among locals is an authentic experience, but it also comes with the need to adjust. For example, in our house, the air conditioning is limited, as I stated before. So fans and planned schedules around the AC are the main ways we keep our bill low and stay comfortable. Plan for your meals, plan for playtime, and nap schedules around the cooler parts of the day, except that the weather may be a bit more challenging than you expected, especially if you're used to living in climates with controlled temperatures. So, a lot of that may not work. But again, you have to figure it out if you are choosing to come to this island for a long or short term period. Adjusting to 6 people in a small home also means learning patience and flexibility. We went from a very quiet life with just my husband and me to now having a bustling, active household filled with laughter, curiosity, and yes, some chaos. With a young autistic child, it's important to remain calm and adapt routines to support their comfort. And with a 3 year old, energy levels are high. Lord, are they high? And attention spans are short, which means activities, meals, and bedtime require planning and adjustments we didn't make before. The last time we did that probably was 30 something years ago. But we learned to adjust. Overall, having my grandchildren here has been such a blessing, but it's also taught me the importance of flexibility, patience, and embracing change. Life in Jamaica, especially living like locals, isn't always easy, but it's incredibly rewarding. We've had to adjust to the heat, limited AC, and a smaller space, but we've also enjoyed the natural beauty, the shade of the palm trees, and the slower, more intentional pace of life here. So if you're planning to travel to Jamaica with your family, especially young children, be prepared for some lifestyle adjustments and do your homework before you come. Embrace the experience, the culture, and the small inconveniences. They're all part of living like a local. Thank you for joining me for today's Tuesdays in Jamaica. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can follow along our adventures. See you next week.
It helps the speaker lead his audience into the scene he describes by creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves. So then, why?